Hello, this is my economics project and it's about Nike and Adidas. We'll start with Nike Inc. First off, a brief history from Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike Inc.
I'd written several Japanese shoe manufacturers about the possibility of importing shoes. I didn't get a single reply, but I did, on graduation, did go over there and made a contact with the shoe manufacturer, and it's a company limited, and but it wasn't a direct leap to success. That it took 18 months to get samples and another 6 months to get an order in. So it was slow getting started. In the meantime, I had to go to work, and
Nike still owns roughly about 15% of Nike's publicly traded stocks, while the other 85% of the publicly traded stocks are either owned by other firms or by the public. Nike sells a lot of products which range from t-shirts to sports equipment such as the golf clubs, to sports accessories such as the headband, and shoes, which range from casual shoes to running shoes. Nike uses many ways to sell their products, such as their Nike.com website, Nike factory and retail stores, and of course, independent retailers such as Walmart. Nike manufactures their products within 46 nations. Most of these nations are in Asia. These are where the infamous sweatshops are located at. Nike uses horizontal and vertical integration, such as on the company's Umbro, which is the British footballing company. Converse, the celebrated manufacturers of Chuck Taylor sneakers, and Cole Haan, which manufactures casual clothing. All these companies specialize in apparel. However, Cole Haan's products do differ from Nike, Converse, and Umbro, as Cole Haan tends to be more casual. And now, Nike statistics. Nike reported $19 billion in total revenue within the fiscal year of 2010. Nike employs more than 890,000 people worldwide and has more than 23,000 shops and retail outlets worldwide. Shows Nike earnings per shares outstanding. Notice that there is a significant decrease from the first quarter in the fiscal year of 2008 to the third quarter of the same fiscal year, yet in the beginning of the year 2009. It can be seen that the decline in consumer confidence starting from March 2008 to December 2008 is reflected in Nike's earnings in the second and third quarter of the fiscal year of 2008 to 2009. Nike has $10.53 billion worth in assets. However, $2 billion of these assets are in cash, which means that Nike is quite liquid for a company. This liquidity means that it gives Nike the ability to become flexible in times of financial crises. The long-term debt shows a decrease by 23%. Notice that Nike's assets in cash has dropped by 11% since the last fiscal year, which means that the company has spent some of the assets in cash to pay off their long-term debt. Nike's logo and advertising. To get the attention of many consumers, Nike endorses many world-renowned athletes such as Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, and celebrated Brazilian footballer Ronaldinho. Nike also sponsors golfers such as Tiger Woods. Nike also uses funny commercials to attract the attention of the public, such as this one starring Roger Federer, tennis player. And now Adidas. A brief history of Adidas. Adidas was founded by Adi Dassler, a German shoemaker. Adidas gained world-renowned fame when Dassler drove from the town of Bavaria to the Olympic Village with a suitcase with a pair of running shoes and adjustable spikes to persuade African-American sprinter Jesse Owens to wear them in the Summer Games. Jesse Owens eventually went on to win 4 gold medals in that Summer Olympics game. Apex, a private equity firm, owns about 25% of Adidas' publicly traded stocks, while the rest of the publicly traded stocks are owned by the public and the Defrois family of France. Adidas is well known for manufacturing a lot of products, such as football cleats, footballs such as the Joe Bolani, and t-shirts. Adidas sells their products in many ways, such as their ADIDAS.com website, Adidas retail stores such as this concept store in Berlin, Germany, and independent retail stores such as Walmart. Adidas uses horizontal and vertical integration on many companies. These companies include Reebok, the British sporting company, Ashworth, the company known for golfing, and Adidas uses vertical integration on many sweatshops around the world. By the year 2009, Adidas reported a total revenue of 7.2 billion euros and has employed more than 38,000 employees and has stores located in 150 nations. Notice how in September of 2008, Adidas' share price took a sharp decrease. This event coincides with the next graph, which is consumer confidence within the United States of America. Notice in this consumer confidence graph on how September 2008 there was a sharp decrease, much like Adidas' share price. Notice how Adidas has increased its cash assets. This is because Adidas has reduced its inventories by 26.3%. This was a result of the financial crisis in 2008 to 2009, when they had to get rid of inventories because inventories were illiquid as it was hard to get into cash. Adidas endorses many athletes that are world-renowned, such as Kaká, Zidane, and David Beckham. Economic theory. This is the supply and demand graph for Nike and Adidas World Cup gear. In light of the recent World Cup, Nike and Adidas have seen an increase in the demand for World Cup gear. As Nike and Adidas sponsor teams, fashion, the determinant of demand, is changing and shifted the demand curve from D to D1, giving the two firms a total revenue of P1 times Q1 instead of P times Q. Adidas products are inferior goods, which means that as real income is low, more is demanded, and when real income is high, less is demanded. While Nike goods are normal goods, which means that as real income is high, more is demanded, while as lower income means less is demanded. Adidas manufactured goods and Nike manufactured goods are substitutes, thus meaning if the prices of Nike goods were to rise any further than they are at the current levels, then Adidas manufactured goods would increase in demand, thus experiencing a shift out in the demand curve. The opposite is true as well. So are the products inelastic or elastic? Well, the answer is elastic, because there are consumers who are not rational, who tend to pledge their loyalty to either Nike or Adidas. And however, in contrast, because there are many substitutes for Nike and Adidas products, and because Nike and Adidas goods are not necessities but rather luxuries, for the rational consumers with low real disposable income, it can be said that the products that both Nike Inc. and the Adidas Group have to offer are relatively elastic. That brings an end to the video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it.